Somebody just stole their signs. Pulled them up right up out of the ground. Oh, drove off with a couple of them. What happened?
You cannot interact with vehicles. Everything else.
What happened? What happened?
Yeah, you guys are good, but what will get you in trouble is if you interact with the vehicles. It's the same thing as happened to people panhandling. The panhandling thing is not the illegal portion of it. It's the interaction with the road. And basically you step on the road, or if the vehicle interacts with the person that's on the side.
Y'all go away.
That's a.
We already know what we can do out here. First Amendment out here. We're not interacting. We're not panhandling. We can't. Fuck you. Fuck you. Whole bundle of them. Here you go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Pull your car over on the grass on the public easement under the utility lines.
What, they say we can't park over here or what?
Oh.
I'm not worried about it. So, yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, we always got to try to get with management and stuff like that to get.
Officers.
Yeah, when
you had legs about far grab two of them.
You both got straps. Is panhandling a crime?
No. Sorry.
No. Okay. No. Is out here demonstrating what we're doing a crime?
No, that's not what we're doing.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said before you came?
You said don't. You said
off and all that?
Yeah, but you said don't do this and don't do that.
If you want to listen, let me rewind so I can tell you exactly what I was telling you.
I'm sorry about that.
The only thing that cannot be done is the interaction with the vehicles.
Yeah, but they're out here harassing us.
Sir, it's private property, so I get it.
This is that private
Sir, are
property.
you gonna listen? Or
I can multitask. I can multitask.
Okay, so there's a city ordinance.
I know what the ordinance is. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. That it doesn't allow for unsafe use of a roadway, which will be if somebody here on the sidewalk or
and
somebody
I'm
over there
suing because
is
of that.
interact, and that's fine. That's your God-given right, and I'm glad you're doing that. So you cannot interact with a vehicle. The vehicle cannot interact with somebody out here. So giving out the waters or giving out the hot dogs, as soon as that happens, is a violation of city ordinance. Being the rally, the flag, that's all perfect. I love it. And there would have been no issue with the vehicle being here if management knew about it. Management called us. We're not here because we want to be here. We're getting a call for service, and that's why we're here. Okay. And like I told them, I'm an Army veteran. I fought for people's right. That right that you have to flick me off and tell me fuck you, I'm the one that fought for that. So
I'm a disabled veteran. I spent 8 years fighting for it myself.
It doesn't bother me none.
I'm disabled myself.
And I'm glad that you're exercising your First Amendment right. Listen, it warms my heart, to be honest.
Okay, but
it warms my heart. I just hate for you to become like aggressive, thinking that we're just different type of cops when you don't know exactly what we're about and what the conversation was.
Okay, but you're here, we're out here, and there seems to be like some sort of at least a little abrasive going on right here, you know.
No.
We're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
No.
Y'all can do what you're supposed to be doing, but don't be giving directives to us like that. You know, we can't do this. We can't get near roads. We can't hold a booth out here and collect money for the Firefighters Foundation. We can't do whatever, you know.
Technically, if you don't have a permission, you can if you're violating the city ordinance. And
Okay.
that ain't got nothing to do with us, because the beauty of being a cop,
Yep.
I don't make the laws.
Okay.
I just enforce it.
The beauty of it's not
and that's just the way it is.
42 U.S.C. 1983. That's the beauty of it, you know.
And then guess what? You do your due process, and you do your lawsuits, and you carry on. And you hit with the Congress people. They're the ones that got to make those changes.
Have you heard of an auditor called Jeff Gray?
I'm sorry, sir?
Have you heard of an auditor called Jeff Gray?
You got me on that one.
Yeah,
I try to watch videos and get knowledge and stuff, but if I told you, I'll be lying.
Yeah, he's got like 25 or 30 lawsuits for panhandling.
And what's the name?
Jeff Gray.
Jeff Gray.
Yeah. Honor Your Oath.
He got stuff in YouTube that I can.
Honor Your Oath is his channel. Yeah. Honor Your Oath.
Your Oath. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
What's his angle? What does he do?
He holds a sign that says "God bless the homeless veterans."
Okay.
And he gets arrested all over the state of Florida, and he sues all of the state. He's got 4 lawyers there that actually. It must be nice to have 4 lawyers. I do my own.
On, like he just goes like on a median and
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
it says "God bless the homeless veterans." Standing in front of the city hall and says "God bless the homeless veterans." Oh, you can't be here. You know, he's like, you know, this is the hallmark of the public forum is this hall steps to City Hall. You know, you know, you can't be here. They don't want you here. You know. So he says, if I don't leave, will I be arrested? Sometimes he gets opportunity to leave. Sometimes he doesn't.
About that. So let me ask you this, because I don't know about it. If there's a reason why he chooses to be in the medians instead of being in the sidewalk, or is it like a statement, just
mainly the sidewalk, but he can't stand.
He's getting arrested for being in the sidewalk.
So on occasion, yeah. He's got
he blocking like the no. I'm not familiar.
No, it's panhandling. What triggers him? The idea of panhandling. He's not panhandling. He's like, but then when they say you're panhandling, and he says a panhandling law, he said we got an ordinance against it. He says, well, do you have any money I can borrow? Do you have any money? Yeah, I'm asking you for money. Is what he's saying. And then he gets arrested for that, you know.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me write that down. What is it?
Honor Your Oath.
Honor Your Oath?
Yeah.
And his name?
His name is Jeff Gray.
Jeff Gray?
Yeah.
And he's a veteran?
That's who he was.
He's a veteran himself?
Yeah.
That's what he was asking me about. He asked if I knew either one. I'm like, I've never met him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what military service?
He was in the Army. He was I think he was a truck driver in the military. He was transport.
What military service were you?
I was in the Army. I was in it for 8 years.
Army, right?
Yeah. I was in artillery for a while. Then they put me in 1st Infantry. That's where I went to the Gulf War. Is 1st Infantry.
Gotcha. And thanks for your service.
Fort Raleigh, Kansas.
Your disability, nothing serious, I hope.
It's PTSD, but I do have some orthopedic issues, back issues, you know. And I did get winged in the chest right there, and I had cracked cartilage in my chest as well. Yeah. But you know, I have also have issues with the burn pit, you know.
Did you get your stuff from the VA? Did you have any issues trying to get? Because I'm doing my claim.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of issues. I'm still trying to get it right now. But
you still fighting that?
Yeah, but they already have it documented. You know, the asthma, you know, everything.
What, they got you at 70% or
70%. Yeah, but they pay me 100% because of my disability, unemployability.
That's good. Yeah, listen. My only thing is when you approach a bunch of us, yes, I get there's a bunch of cops out here to give law enforcement a bad name. Just give it a second so you know what they're about. There's a lot of people like me and my partner, like, listen, we bleed just like you, we get dressed just like you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I have to enforce something, I do. If I don't, I don't. I'm not out here, you know, I don't wake up as like, who am I gonna mess with today? You know, I don't enjoy none of that.
Yeah, closest I got to law enforcement, wasn't law enforcement. I was in for 4 years. I did as a security guard for 4 years at a water plant while I was in college. So.
No, I got you. Yeah, so that's all it is. Just give it a second. Once you're dealing with that particular type of cops, then hey, go ham, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But just give it a second. Give it a second, brother.
Okay.
You don't know our angle and what we're gonna come do, and at the end of the day, listen, the same way people protest against Trump,
Yeah.
other people got to show support. That's
Oh, yeah,
the beauty
yeah,
of
yeah.
America.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Ain't no biggie.
Yeah, I've been arrested 4 times on the sidewalk.
You've been arrested?
On the sidewalk, yeah.
4?
Or doing what I'm doing now.
No, we're not.
Were you like blocking or something? Like, what happened?
The one time I was protesting the mask, because we had the mask thing going on. I was in Lady Lake, in front of the school, protesting. You know, actually, what happened is I wasn't protesting at the time. I protested earlier, and I saw a gentleman grabbing himself in front of children, and there wasn't anybody around to report it to. So next time I was through that way, I figured, well, I got a few minutes to kill. I'll get out here, and there was a school resource officer out there at the time. So I was trying to make her aware that I saw it, and I had it on video. The guy grabbed himself in front of children, you know. And he had a firefighter. Thing is, he had a firefighter uniform, just a regular T-shirt on, you know, and a firefighter hat. He was picking his kids up, but he was over there grabbing himself, where they're picking their kids up, yeah. But anyway, I was making her aware of it. Well, I saw what I was going to show her the video. She says, well, I can't take a report. I said, any officer in the state of Florida can take a report, you know.
Any reason that SRO refused to take the report or told you they couldn't?
No, she just said, I can't take a report. And I said, that's untrue, because I know any certified officer in the state of Florida can't take a report. She said, well, my sergeant's coming out here. She said, my sergeant's coming out here. I said, well, he'd take my report. And I said, I can show her the video. I go, I'm going to show her the video. I said, I got the video here. And I said, if he can't take my report, maybe they can just get my name down and have a detective contact me, and I'll show him my video, what I had on video. The guy grabbed himself, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, he obviously is a firefighter. He's probably got a station near here. He's picking his kids up at the pickup area, but he was grabbing himself, you know, in front of the children. He was grabbing himself through his pants, but you can see the outline of his, his junk to the pants there.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Anyway, they came, didn't give me any explanation. They just said, put your hands behind your back, you're under arrest. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
And what was the charge?
The charge was loitering in a school safety zone. And I tried to make them aware, because, you know, I was protesting it before. I already know that law, you know. It was defunct 8 years prior to that for being constitutionally vague, you know. Okay. Because it's on public easement, it's on a public sidewalk. I didn't go on the school property.
And you were not blocking the access to the sidewalk or anything?
No. I actually pulled across the street. There was a newspaper across the street. I pulled in there, and they were almost empty, you know. So pulled in there, and I saw the school resource officer, and there was a second officer there she was talking to. So I didn't want to take up the time of the school resource officer for traffic, you know. But there was a second officer there, and I figured, well, I got a few minutes, you know.
Yeah.
So that was one time I was arrested. When was the other
what
time?
happened? What was the disposition on that case?
They ended up dropping it just before the trial, and I sued. You know, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And that was Lady Lake.
That's Lady Lake, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they didn't even have body cams, you know. So.
Was it years ago, or
that was in 2021.
Yeah, some agencies did it.
Yeah.
I think this is rather fresh, rather new. So.
Yeah.
But and what happened on the other ones?
There was another one. What was the other one? It was one of I went to a FEMA office, because there several of us had tips that the FEMA, you know, I don't know if you heard about FEMA not giving compensation for hurricane, compensation to Trump supporters. They said if they have a Trump sign in your yard, don't give them compensation. That was reported. The New York Times actually broke that story after. Yeah. No, and she got fired. That was out of Flagler Beach, I think it was.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, somewhere around that area, Flagler Beach or that area. But anyway, they said if you have a Trump sign in your yard, don't give compensation to the people for the hurricane relief.
That's ridiculous.
So we actually had a whistleblower on the inside, you know, tell us, hey, that, you know, and the security guard there, because he got fired. They told him to bodily remove somebody who came in there to ask questions. He was an ex-New York cop, retired ex-New York cop. He says, I can't do that. I'm a security guard, you know. I don't have that authority in the state of Florida to do with it. I'm a security guard, you know. He said if it's personal protection or damage to the property or felony or something like that, I can detain him as a citizen, you know, or put him out, you know, or something like that, and hold him until the police get there, you know. But he refused. They fired him. The FEMA fired him, you know. So.
And then how you end up getting arrested?
Yeah. I went in. I was asking some questions. Security guard, big old guy, you know, about 350 pounds. He put his hands on me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm sitting
let me
there.
ask you this: to be honest, were you being aggressive like you were?
I was
being,
being,
or were you
I
being
was
calm?
being, I was being a little spicy.
Okay.
I was being a little
okay.
spicy.
You said
So-
spicy.
I was being a little
it kind
spicy.
of added to the situation, but still.
But only whenever he started saying he had his handcuffs. He had a vest on, you know. Has some there's red handcuffs, you know, the red I forget what they call those things there, but the name brand. But he had some of those on his vest. He pulled those off, and he was going to try to take you into custody. That's when. No, he's a security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a security guard for 4 years. I know what you can and can't do. You know,
Yeah.
as a security guard. You know, if somebody's being where they're you know, become a violent or something like that, you can hold them. You can hold them until the police get there, or if it's damaged property, or if it's a felony, if they commit a felony or self-defense or something like that. You know.
And what charge did they give you this time?
They gave me
for that incident.
They gave me battery on a Leo. Because he put his hands on me. I was sitting in a chair at the time, in the lobby.
What I tell my kid.
He put his hands on me. He tried to dump me out of the chair.
The other direction.
He took his hand and put it under his left, his southpaw. He put his hand under my ribs, tried to scoop me out of the chair, but the arm of the chair stopped it, you know. But he did bruise my kidney, and I was pissing blood after that, you know.
Oh my gosh.
So was
Yeah.
it like a federal?
It was yeah. Well, no. He was a security guard. He was a
So
hired.
how was the battery on Leo?
That's what I say. How was the battery on Leo? 2 months later, it was take 2 months down the road. The state's attorney, she changed it to battery on a first responder.
I don't even think that's classified.
Security guard. Yeah.
Because there's certain companies
depending on
that they fall.
Yeah.
Like,
We had three cameras going showing him trying to dump me out of a chair,
like in
jamming his
IRS
hand,
buildings and stuff
jamming
like
his
that.
hand under my rib cage, you know, and trying to get me out of the chair, you know, and then he did bruise my kidney, you know, because when I was arrested, I was urinating blood in jail, you know.
Oh crap!
But anyway, then he pulled his mace out and was going to spray me. I had a monopod
And
catch.
did you have a lawsuit on that one too?
No, I actually played out for that one there because I was using spicy language. Yeah. When he was battering me, I took my monopod and I jammed him. You know, you fall back on muscle memory, you know, for bayonet training.
So
you know.
it was like butt struck.
Yeah. But arm, and then I got him right here, and the next one was going for his face, you know, because he was still on me. And he was going for his pepper spray, you know. But he had still on me, on top of me, you know. You know, you have the right to self-defense until the threats neutralized in the state of Florida, you know. Yeah. He was still attacking me, you know.
And then
the first one was his arm.
Tell me about the next one. I got that one. I got the other one.
I'm trying to remember though. That was back in 2021. That was 2023. My memory's gone. Like I say, I
got you. I go through the same thing, so I understand. Yeah, but either way, listen. I know what you're doing. I know the reason you're doing it.
One time I was arrested in a FEMA office. I was walking down the hallways, you know, filming, and I was looking for the BSO office, you know, because I was asking questions. They battered a veteran. That was in Lake Nona, in Orlando.
Yeah.
They battered that homeless veteran. They battered him and told him to leave. He couldn't be there, you know. That was the federal cops, you know, the VA cops.
Okay.
And I went in there. They have it posted right in the front. You know, you can film in entrances, lobbies in 4 years. You know, so I was going in there. I went trying to find the VSO office.
They had an issue with you recording that.
No. Actually, we met up. First thing we did was met up with the VA cops. They said, "Yo, you're fine. As long as you don't go in any private areas. You know, your hallways is fine. You know." But anyway, he said, just pay attention to the signs. You know, if it says if restricted area, then don't go in there. So we had interactions with them. They were fine with it. You know, they knew the law. You know, it was posted right in the front door as soon as you go in. You know. Okay. There was a safety management person who's made contact with me, and I'm looking for the BSO office, you know, to get records. And they sent me to. He said, "Well, follow me," and I knew he was going to lead me down to the police department, down to the VA. Went down there, and the deputy chief was in there. Actually, his receptionist was in there, and she called him out. he said that, yeah, you're perfectly fine to be here as long as you know, don't go into restricted areas. And I said, well, I'm going to publish this right here. I'm looking at the VSO office. So he's going to have somebody show me the VSO office. I said, I'm publishing this for news purposes. He said, whoa, 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 whoa. He said, you're going to make some money at it? And I said, maybe. If I find somebody to pick it up here. I said, meantime, I'm going to post it. I don't really make it much money. If I do make it like 2 or 3 cents, you know, for publishing something, you know, I don't make any money. He said, if you're making money, I said, I don't answer questions. He said, well, are you going to make any money? I said, I don't answer questions. He said, then he called some more cops there to show up there, you know, and they wanted my ID. I said, well, I don't show ID while I'm arrested. And he said, no, but we want your ID. I said, well, tell me that if I don't show ID, I'll be arrested. And all this was because I said I'm going to publish, you know.
Yeah, and then start getting dicey from there.
Yeah. But publishing is perfectly fine because that's the whole reason for news purposes. You know?
And this time you were not being spicy.
No, this time I wasn't. This time I was in the VA office. I was trying to be respectful.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I was trying to be respectful for fellow veterans and whatnot. You know. And by the way, I'm sorry.
No,
I apologize.
It's not personal. It's not personal one bit. Like I was telling her when they were like, I was like, no, he's fine.
I'm sorry about that.
He's
No,
fine.
you're fine.
Listen, his dad, Command Sergeant Major.
Oh yeah,
Trust me, he is well versed in dealing with stuff like that. And like I said, like I believe in this. I believe in people's right for exactly what you did. The only thing I ask in return is like, give it a second. You got a lot of good cops out here that are not on that train of thought. You know what I'm saying? And it opens for good conversation.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm loving this interaction.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to have people with different train of thoughts or way of perceiving life, because that makes me better. That makes me understand where somebody else is coming from. So you don't apologize. I appreciate that you apologize, but don't worry about it. It's not needed. Alrighty?
Thank you very much.
I do want to offer you an apology for when I had stepped away. It was our sergeant calling. He agrees with what our conversation is. You're on the sidewalk. You're fine.
Oh yeah.
We're not here to violate your rights.
Yeah. Well, see, I've
we're here
had
for you just as much as we're here for everybody else.
Yeah, I've had a few interactions. Had a buddy of mine get arrested down at the square.
Yeah.
And I've also had them try to tell me I can't be near the road within 4 feet of the road, which I told them was bull crap, you know, because I can be anywhere I want to as long as I'm not impeding traffic.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway,
I'm still baffled about the sidewalk thing. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Unless they got you for obscuring the sidewalk, which the only time that would make any sense is if there was pedestrians on the sidewalk.
Yeah, we talked about at the school or. Okay, yeah, that was they had an ordinance 8 years prior, but it was it was declared constitutionally vague, and they got rid of it.
It's like
but it was
the panhandling thing.
Yeah, well, I can see their thinking behind that was because drugs and everything near a school. It was more or less only lurking and prowling type of thing, you know, being near the school.
But there's still elements.
I know. That's why it got disbanded, you know, because it's big. But anyway, they didn't know the law. I tried to tell them the law, you know, because I already knew it, you know. And there was another gentleman in the Panhandle. He got arrested for the same thing within a month that I did, the same month I did, you know.
I gotta ask. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
What's with the bag?
They remember Trump was a garbage man. He was for a day, and everybody was calling Trump the garbage, you know. Yeah, okay. And it came. It was Hillary was deplorable, you know. But Biden, that came out of his mouth, literally, anybody who supports Trump is garbage.
Oh, yeah, okay, I do remember that.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm, I'm going to take it off anyway.
Yeah, I thought you were maybe trying to lose some water weight or something.
Yeah, no.
It was good weather for that.
Yeah, it's a little warm here, so I'm going to probably take this off. Right,
we do appreciate you. Thank you for being understanding.
Okay, yeah, well, thanks. I think the interactions I've had on the sidewalk right there, you know, been kind of rough.
Well, this is what I try to tell people, especially when I help out with new training officers.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to understand, not you. This is
yeah.
You have to understand where your customer is.
You're in the people business,
the customer service aspect of it. The biggest difference is when we are legally allowed to, we can tell people to move. Desist, or take their liberties away if we're legally authorized to do so.
Yeah, and those are statutes. All your powers in the state statute. Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of ordinances, but you know you got to be careful about the ordinances not overriding the statute. You know, and there's a balance there.
Yep. But one the other.
Yep. The power of law. You know, the lower happens to give way to the higher.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the partner was saying too is you got to have those bad eggs that ruin the rest of the dozen.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, unfortunately, as well, they forget the basic foundational training.
Yeah.
And they drilled, when I was in the academy, they drilled us into our heads.
You gotta go to the other call.
Okay. I'll leave you with this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your service from a son of a veteran to a veteran. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And y'all stay safe out there. God bless you. And happy Easter.
If you got any leftovers, I'll be back next week.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hey. I want to apologize to y'all. I've been arrested on the sidewalk 4 times. And sometimes I get proactive, you know, when I see police. I've been harassed for like 6 months down here on the square, and I want to apologize to you for my language. I don't hate cops. I sometimes I get scared, and it's a reaction. I suffer from PTSD.
Okay. Just try and keep it in check.
I'm sorry.
There's private property up there. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. I apologize to you. I'm sorry for my language.
That's okay. I just don't like to see somebody talk to the police.
I know. Well, I've been arrested 4 times on the sidewalk, you know, and I've been harassed for about almost a year down at Duncan Square. I had a buddy of mine get arrested for holding a flag over there.
Yeah.
It was a F. Joe Biden flag, but he got arrested for holding that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to bail him out, you know, and they beat him up in the jail. So. But I suffer from PTSD, and I get proactive sometimes whenever.
You know what? When somebody says something you don't like, wait just you put a delay in there.
Yeah. I know.
Because I know I do the same thing. I got a hair trigger myself. Somebody makes me mad, boy, I come out with it.
Yeah. I know. I need to learn to. Yeah.
Just gotta. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Just give it a second, and then. But I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mouth fires before I even put a finger on the trigger.
I want to apologize again. This is on Holy Weekend too.
That's
I gotta come by this garbage bag right here. It's getting too warm.
There's hot dogs here. There's water.
Oh, thank you. We brought
Oh,
a
yeah.
little stash.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah. So how's the Trump go? Do the Trump? A Tesla battery dealer handed out these cards right here. So
Oh, okay.
he said if you recommend anybody that's interested in a Tesla battery, you know, they give $1,000 finder fee, I guess,
okay.
for anybody that's
Oh, okay.
interested.
He's doing his horn and waving. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Supporter, good.
supporter. So
Maybe we'll be out here
You do? Yeah, the dealer, I guess a Tesla battery dealer gave me these cards right here. He said anybody that's interested in a Tesla battery, he said they give $1,000 finder's fee to anybody that's interested in buying one. Yeah.
Okay. That'll work.
So he gave me a stack of them. I'm handing them out. So. Yeah, he said he's grateful to anybody supporting Trump and anybody supporting Elon. You know.
Yeah.
So I want to leave some of them over here. Yeah, this Tesla dealer here, he gave me his card. Yeah. Yeah, we got hot dogs. We got hot dogs and water. If he wants. Okay.
I told the guys up there.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah.
They're driving that to support us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess there's all kinds of idiots downtown on the square.
Yep, there are.
Well, how long are they gonna stay down?
Huh? What's going
How
on?
long are they gonna stay down there?
What's going on down there?
There's anti-Trump, anti-everybody, anti-USA down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got gays and all out there.
Huh?
We were in Walmart a few days ago, and a female, it was a female, walked with a full beer. I'm like,
Was she into women's sports?
it was a fat chick.
Oh, yeah, I know. A lot of them. Was it a female or was it male?
Somebody
It was a
woke up in the
female.
morning
Oh.
and decided to be a late for her on that day.
No, it was a female. You could tell because her features were
Yeah,
female.
yeah.
She didn't have an item top,
Oh yeah.
but she had a full-on beer.
And taking those hormones. Yeah.
I walked by her and I'm like, my eyes went bug-eyed. I was like, what?
Yeah. You know that ruins her body. So all those hormones there.
My name's Leanne, that's David. There. I found your sign in the forest on the tree now.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I live out there.
Yeah.
So do we.
Yeah, Shawn, how you doing?
Good. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Hey, good to meet you. Yeah, we got hot dogs. We have
Yeah,
water.
We got water and a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live.
Just help
where
yourself.
They have all the guys sell swords and all that. Across the
Yes, I
next
was.
side. Yeah, I live Silver Lake Gate, right across from Silver
Oh,
Cave.
there where we live.
Really? I live in Silver Lake Gate.
We live, okay,
Across from
if you go down 314A past Lake Eaton where that big wood sign used to be, towards Lake Coast.
oh, the other one.
You know where that big wood
Okay.
sign used to be?
The what?
The big wood sign with all the names
Take a couple of them, there. We're good. He's gonna end up eating a whole bunch of hot dogs if nobody gets them. Yeah. Yeah. Take a couple more.
I'll take a couple for them.
Okay. All right.
Is this the water?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, grab a few of them there. All right.
The Splash?
All right.
They don't drink them for that area.
Yeah.
Emergency drinking water.
Yeah, see, he said FEMA gave those to him there, you know. He's just handing them out. It's just a swag. So anybody wants to take care of it, just go for it.
I like those.
Yeah, those, I guess that water will last, what, to 30, 35 or something like that, you know. So,
Like the one up in Gainesville, down in.
yeah, it's got some, yes, Trident vibes or whatever those are over there.
We gotta get more people.
It's all swag, so.
My favorite candy.
Oh, yeah.
Mask? You don't need mask anymore?
Yeah, I don't know why he's got it, man. Well, he's got masks. I guess he's got hand sanitizer, you know. So anybody's trigger still wants a mask. I guess they can give him a face stopper.
Yeah.
It was up in Gainesville, wasn't it?
What's that?
I thought it was
Oh, you talking about the Gainesville? The
We
Gainesville?
went to Gainesville. We had our trunk like run. We were just meeting my mom to check on her because she just had asthma. And we had some gay thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell if it was male or
You
female
want me to
thing.
get my nightstick out? I said,
Hold on, and I said, oh, gosh, I said, bitch, go ahead and do it. Because
Yeah.
then I'm going to go to the car,
pull your nightstick.
get what I get.
Pull my
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have a hole in your fucking head.
Oh, yeah. They can't seem to realize that, though. You know, this is Florida's state ground state, you know.
Charge her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
because I mean,
would've.
she can't.
Yeah, they're going to say you're in California or Washington State or something. Here in Florida, you're state ground.
Andrew Brown.
Oh, yeah.
She literally flipped the nightstick and said, you want any matcha? Roll ahead, bitch. Because when you have a hole between your eyes, I don't want to hear shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one, the guy
You got that.
Yeah.
that was wearing his grandma's skirt,
I'm telling you.
shut the fuck up, what's wrong with you? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Told her, shut up. Please
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Yeah, I
my
feel,
God.
feel somebody's driver's license out there. I'm going to drop it in the mailbox if I can find one right here. Had my first cup of coffee today. Yeah, I'll be feeling a little better after this one here, I guess. Oh yeah, that driver's license, I took it up here to the cafe. I was going to get a cup of coffee and ask him if they had a mailbox. They said, no, he works here. So he said he'd been looking for that for a week now. So that's unusual, you know.
I wonder whose truck that is standing up there with the flag flying on it. It might be hers.
Oh,
She
yeah.
used to be in law enforcement. Yeah, I bet it's hers because that's the Star of David on the flag. That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off. I said it kind of pissed me off. Well, those two and that other couple showed up. They seen my sign out on the floors.
Uh-huh.
So, I guess when I didn't have, I only can do so much myself.
Yeah, I canvass Walmart's. I canvass Walmart's over there on 40, and then I canvass the Walmart's over here.
Yeah, we had one person that got out of their car the other day, and a whole group of the guys started chasing him away.
Yeah,
Like he was gonna do something.
Oh, we got hot dogs and water over here too. So if you don't grab me some hot dogs and water, he's gonna be eating hot dogs for a while.
Mind if I get a picture of you with the flag?
Yeah, this is her flag.
one of you?
Her flag as well. So.
It's nice. I love seeing it up here. Do you mind if I get your picture? Right there, right beside the golf course, right there in front of the bird. I get to see him every weekend. He's like,
That's all you. Well, that's all you can.
One person supporting me, I'm gonna wave to them.
That's all you can do whenever they don't like something. That's all you can do is just wave back at them. You know, have a happy Easter. You know.
He is. He's badass.
Yeah, we had the cops. Yeah, we had the cops show up here earlier, you know, and they were trying to give directives. I guess the management here called, but yeah, I got a little out of line. I got a little bent out of shape, but in the end, you know, we kind of fist bumped and yeah.
Yeah, the police officers down there, it's a hit or miss with some of them. Some
of
them they are happy to be there, and the other ones don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, for last year, several of us have been harassed. One of my buddies was arrested a year ago down there for holding the F. Biden flag. They had an ordinance, you know.
They're ridiculous. I'm out there and I'm screaming at the protesters all the time, and they're like, "You can't say that." I said, "Come take the microphone from me then."
Yeah.
Try me. I'm always out there. It's awesome to see support up here.
Yeah, I just wish
I came out here earlier.
Yeah, I just wish more people got out.
Hey, it happens. It is Easter weekend, you know. I know they're all messaging me, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm in Ocala." They're like, "You fucking commie." I'm like, "Shut up."
Oh, they're down there protesting?
Yeah.
Having a rally?
Yeah. Yeah, they're down there. He's not in this weekend. I think he stayed in DC for Easter to do the White House Easter egg hunt. And so we get his agenda all the time, what he's doing. And whenever he's coming in, we're right there outside Mar-a-Lago. And we're waving, he goes by, and we get to see Elon. We see little X is always in the window. He is. And he's sitting in the beast and he's got his face up on the glass. I'm like, "Don't do that, buddy."
Nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, we have hot dogs. We have hot dogs and water here.
We just ate. We just stopped at Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Yes, y'all too. God bless.
All right, God bless you. Happy Easter.